Hello and welcome back to part 1. So let's see, behold, this isn't yours, is it? Trifle. Dexterity +1 and charisma -1. The cloak is sprawled upon the iron slab. As you grab it, you immediately feel the dampness spreading into your gloves. Dexterity check success. Oh, it is light blue and tattered, and it was once yours. Charisma check success. Please don't. This thing is disgusting. Weigh it in your hand. It is heavy. Wrench out the water. The filthy liquid falls to the floor of the stony chamber. It smells of salt water. It is still quite wet. Should I wear this? Move on. Charisma check success. No. I'll think about it, or I'm a rogue, so yeah, let's wear it. But I'm not a rogue. I think I'm gonna play the rogue part here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Class conflict. You reach for a fancy red pouch of holding. The cloak easily slips inside into the extra-dimensional space with a satisfying slurp. Yeah, that's the pouch of holding. I really love my pouch of holding. God, I can fit so many items in this thing. I really love my pouch of holding. Yes, you are very lucky. Intelligence check success. This kind of magic item can go upwards of 10,000 crowns. Charisma check success. The Norwegian crown, the main coinage in Norwich. Norwegian crown. Norwegian crown, the official currency of Norwich, suffered heavy inflation during the years of the Earth passing. A meal is somewhere between 5 to 20 crowns. A cheap month's rent is 100 crowns. A spell book is 50 crowns. An average salary outside the city is up to 300. Average salary inside the city is up to 500. Earth's passing. Wisdom check success. Earth passing, the day your god died. Norwich used to celebrate this with fervor when you were little, as many fanatics believed he would return if they hosted a truly legendary feast. Earth passing. Charisma check success. Earth passing, drink and feasting with family and friends, mostly used to ignore the darkness of winter outside. Strength check, failure. It's not yours, though it's the city's. You can't just use it for anything. Equipping items temporarily alters your ability scores. Right, leave. So this is the inventory. Have questing. Looks like this. And now I have 1 point in rogue, whatever that means. Class conflict, you have made it clear one single time now. You're a dick-ass rogue, and nobody can stop you from being the coolest sneaker on Toolstad, okay? The tea shop that blew up. Your purpose on Toolstad is to investigate an exploded tea shop. Locate this establishment and gain entry. And we have our journal. The city. Esoterics. I think this is just info I have. Maybe there's dice check depending on which god I'm confronted with. Yeah, geography. Yeah, History, language, literature, nature, politics, the religions. Okay. Cool. Spellbook. Cure wounds. Questing tree. Okay. An apple. Take apple. And the game wanted me to eat some, so I pressed the apple and consume. +1 hit points, and we have 3 hit points and a maximum of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Alright. Saving here. Behold, a vase of leaves, smells lovely. Incense. Incense easily burns spices and herbs, can be used to recover first level spell slots. Behold, it's a corpse under the blanket. Engage. Cold corpse. You stare at the blue rag. It's draped over the outline of someone. Sir, can you sleep down here? I see, it must be normal to take naps down here. Check under the rag. Let him sleep, he must have had a rough day. Check under the rag. Gained 5 experience points. Cold corpse. Underneath you find the cold corpse of a human. Charisma check success. Human, tall and beautiful, like yourself. Known as the pest of the coast by those who are less inclined to reproduce like rabbits. Wisdom check success. Thinning blonde hair, unkempt facial hair. Constitution check success. His sons miss him and despise him. The DC difficulty class of the dice choice is determined by how challenging the role will be for you. Classical Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Intelligence check. Success. Oof. There is something strange here. There is no regular gentle repose. Look close, but not move the corpse. Lean in and look closer. Wisdom check success. Harsh scars cover the skin. Signs of being either a hard worker or a careless worker litter his skin. Cause of death appears to be not directly visible. No blunt trauma either. Gained 5 experience points. Consider his age and the shape of his body. This man looks likely died of a common disease or internal failure. That's pretty broad and vague. Intelligence. Unless you're willing to start cutting, that's all you get. Except what? There's also a marking on the right leg, a circle with a cross inside it. 300 pieces added. You recall that is the marking of PR, potential revivification. Alright, this guy can be revived, question mark. Intelligence. Seems so. He most likely died during care and was granted immediate gentle repose. However, he clearly did not have an RF, a revive fund, nor did he have family members with enough ready cash. Revive fund. Revive fund, a type of life insurance. Monthly payments are made into an account that can be used to pay for the resurrection of the fallen holder, given they are under the age of a 75 human scale. Resurrection. Resurrection, the act of returning a dead person back to life. There are many spells that do this. from a weak Revivify to the legendary True Resurrection, Revivify. A 3rd level necromancy spell. If used within 60 seconds of the death and the body isn't too ruined, the target is brought back to life. Or perhaps he was just an unlikable fellow, who knows? Fair enough. You cover up the corpse once more. So I could cast Revivify on this guy? It's okay to loot him, right? Who was this guy? Why is he here? I should stop bothering the corpse now. So I could cast Revivify on this guy? I don't think so. Yeah. It was... I don't think so. I should be able to cast Resurrection though. Potentially, yes. Although the question is more akin to why should you? A 3rd level spot slot is a valuable resource. Why waste it on some blue collar corpse? Wisdom check success. That's terrible. If you can always save a life or bring it back, that is always the right choice. Of course it isn't. Ignoring the fact that you cannot simply spend your power on any old fool. There are also a million outcomes to a resurrection that could lead to a negative outcome in this world, despite your good intentions. Good intentions build a better world. Perhaps in your foolish alignment system, but not in reality. It's okay to loot him, right? Dexterity check success. Yeah, why not? Wisdom check success. If you can suffer the loss of our moral integrity. Dexterity check success. Moral integrity? It's a dead guy. He's not gonna need his stuff, obviously. Charisma check success. Not like the guy will complain, but don't go around talking about it too loud, okay? Intelligence check success. Grave robbing is frowned upon by some, even in these enlightened times. Either way, you will not get in any trouble. No one will know. Who was this guy? His hands are calloused. He is built like a sarcophagus. Just a man, a dead man. Intelligence check failure. Why is he here? This is a morgue, a lich house, clearly. Corpses are kept on coolings in places like this before cremations or burials. I should stop bothering the corpse now. Leave. Behold, a divine shrine covered in apples. You stare at the pile of apples. Apples are good for you. Whose apple are these? Not yours. Maybe they are grown somewhere around here or below. Should these be stored alongside corpses? No, it's a health hazard. Of course not, it's nasty. Something tells you that no, they should not. Could I eat my way through this pile of apples? You can certainly try. You are not capable of carrying such a tremendous burden. It would be greatly beneficial. Ability check. Roll a d20 with your modifier to get a unique outcome. Start eating? Really? Okay. Let's try it. Damn, I failed. You look upon this challenge with fear in your stomach. This will be your end. Dig in. Digging in, the first apple goes down the hatch. Going smooth so far. Maybe this will be easy. Another one, press on. Number 2 goes well at first, then you feel something rumbling. Oof. Maybe I should stop. A weak choice, but understandable. You want more apples, but maybe not the spoiled ones. Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of something light and hard hitting the ground. A small sharp rock. This must have fallen into the pile of apples at some point. It is highly esoteric object. Pick up the strange rock. Gain shard of jaw. As you weigh it in your hand, a tingle shoots up your arm. Esoteric. A shard. It is connected with a string. These are rare shards of jaw, can be consumed by unlock failed ability checks. Ignore the thoughts. Not to the pile, leave. I'm actually gonna save here. And we're gonna try it until we make it. So let's try it. Easy. You look up on this challenge with determination. Your stomach is empty. Dig in. Digging in. The first apple goes down the hatch. Going smooth so far. Another one. Number 2 goes well. You chew it in peace. Now the third. Yep, that sure was an apple. Going so smooth so far. This one was harder. Your stomach fights the taste. It is getting difficult. One more should be fine. This is the limit. As you chew down on the apple, you feel your jaw ache. Your hands shake. Gained 5 experience. Apple overdose. Dangerous stuff. Nice. No such thing, come on. You feel refreshed for a moment at least. The pile of apples towers over you still. You have barely made a dent. Yes, eat the apple, apple boy. Feel sick. As you feel sick, you see something sticking out of the pile of apples. A piece of paper? No. Gained item, dancing light. It is a spell scroll. Ah, the scroll is just for simple cantrip. Oh well. I actually failed that. You quickly memorizes the scroll, consuming it into your psyche, as you always do. Charisma check success. Some people at the towers used to fear your innate power to master magic like this. The towers. The towers, the home base of the Order of Arcane. Clerics of Norvik, also known as OACN. Clerics. Wisdom check success. Cleric, a servant of God, deeply devoted and spiritual connected, typically a divine spellcaster given power through their deity. Divine. Divine, one of the 3 pillars of magic. It is represented by the sacred, the faith of all folk, their souls, and is granted by gods who once walked among us. Which is understandable. It's pretty terrifying. Cantrips are spells that can be cast at will outside of dialogue. They do not consume any spell slots. Okay. Very cool. Check out the cantrip. I thought I didn't get it. Spellbook. I got it though, somehow. Dancing light. Cantrip. You create a torch-sized light within range, making it appear as a torch, lantern, or glowing orb that hovers in the air for the duration, whichever form you choose. The light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius. Alright. If I have made an intelligence check success there, maybe the cantrip would have been stronger somehow. Not sure. Behold, a very important piece of paper. Voting card, -1 intelligence. Examine. Constitution. You pick up the surprisingly thick piece of paper with a shaking hand. This is your future. Gained 5 experience points. The card is slightly torn and clearly been drenched at some points. At the top it says Röstkort in big bold lettering. Röstkort means voting card in fancy Ascani Dwarven. Election week added, 5 days remaining. You have unlocked a quest branch. Find more by speaking to citizens around Norvik. Oh right, there's an election. It was nice to not think about it for once. We never had one of those before. Neat. Very neat. Finally, your voice will be heard. How does this thing work? After you pick it up at a district office, you only need to check the box of one of the 5 parties. Then you deliver it on election day to a polling place. Although in your case, you need to write the name of the party you want in the corner along with a signature. Since you filed out every box like an idiot, protect this card with your life. Constitution check. Wisdom check. This is your one note. Vote. You should indeed take care of it. Look at the list of parties. Nationalist. Party of Norvik. Party of Norvik, the Inheritors of Earthwill, a theocratic organization founded uphold the old ways, headed by the magistrates and 20-something noble families. Magistrate. 5 rulers of the 5 districts. They are the Coin Lord, Home Lord, Shield Lord, Food Lord, and Law Lord. Each has a unique role in the city's bureaucracy. Sometimes the titles switch between districts, but generally the housing district holds the Home Lord and the Palace holds the Law Lord. The Palace, an unofficial nickname for the current ruler of Norvik, named after the Palace district in which most central authorities reside. The Palace district, one of 5 districts in Norvik, home of aristocrats, bureaucrats, and the remnants of Earth's court. Dexterity, Free Striders, Revolutionary Party. Free Striders, the new way. People in the east have overthrown the old wizards and gods. For years the revolution has slowly crept into the city. Now it is time to finally join the free cities and get rich. Free cities, a collection of city-states in reeds, all united under the golden banner of free striderism. Norvik will join them one way or another. Reeds. Reeds, one of 8 bands along the coast. It is temperate land of lowland and many lakes, commonly seen as the homeland of humans. Large portions are still cursed, holding entire undead cities, eternally burning valleys, and floating mountains. Wisdom, Atskalist, Workers' Party. Atskalist, workers who built the city, want to rule it. Seems only just. Their vision is of a fair and even society, where those who live underneath rise up to show the worth. After all, why can't we share? Constitution, Agrarian, Rural Party. Agrarian, those who live off the earth, simple farmers, people of the land, the common clay of Ascani fields. Their political movement has mostly been swallowed by the Askalists. Arcanist, Party of Magic. Arcanist, the magocrats who ruled pre-Coast War human civilizations in the Old Demeanor, also a very minor political party in Norvik. Old Demeanor, a term for Demeanor, often used to refer to the band before it was renamed Reeds, during the end of the Coast War. Capitulation agreements. Some say it was sarcasm, some say it was pride, some say it with fear. Coast War. Coast War, a near century-spanning conflict between every great nation of the Arcana era. Scholars estimate it claimed more than half of the entire human population. It is said to have begun in 398 AE by the inciting sparks of the assassination of priestess Ilona, and generally agreed to have concluded with the fall of Thason in 481, 57 years ago. Okay. And finally, the last box doesn't say anything. This is where you can input whatever you want or just leave it empty for a null vote. Arcane Era. Arcane Era, the fourth out of 5 eras, when the Arcanists rose and dominated the entire coast, only to fall when the Coast War crumbled their empires to dust. Era. Era, our modern scholars divide history on Jor into 5 eras. They use canonically important events as starting points for this era, although this was easier when the Arcanists of Old Demeanor still had a common consensus. Not everyone agrees the so-called post-war era has even begun, let alone what it should be called. Post-war era. The current era has lasted 27 years. The name was chosen in reads, the name is subject to change. The box next to each part is filled in with a smudged check mark, including the last empty one. Are these all the parties? No. There are about a dozen other large parties in Norvik. Most have been subsumed over the last few years, such as the Civic League of Progressives, the Torch Union, Order of the Scales, Hedonist Party, and the various guild parties. The Agrarian and Arcanists are the only ones who have not joined a larger party or fallen aside. Good to know. Leave. That was a lot of info. A great mountain of apples, yeah. Shield of Faith. Save. Let's engage. Shrine of Earth. The runes fill your senses as you approach. The color is faded. This monument is hollow, void of all life and divinity. And worse, it's covered in rotten apples. A sacred shrine left in this state is an insult to Earth and all of his people. Strength indeed. Yet you're very much aware that this is not the worst you'll see. You'll have to fight hard to keep Earth's dream afloat. This city is lost, but it is not yet lost. This is giving me a headache. Remove the apples. It does not take long for you to move some of the nasty apples away from the front of the shrine. A small improvement, but big in the heart. These old things are still around, huh? A remnant of blindness and decay. Are these rare? No, you will find shrines like this all over Norvik. Can I pray here? To what exactly? There are many gods listening to our prayers always. Just remember that they might not respond so clearly. So I can pray to some random god? You may pray as you wish. There's an internal element to it that is underappreciated. Kneel and move on. The shrine towers over you. You feel small. To cast spells you must first prepare them at the shrine. Prepared spells can be cast when the cleric has a reason to do so, either in or out of dialogue. Each cast expends 1 spell slot of the corresponding level. What other gods are there? Many, you know a few. Earth, Father, or Norvik. Constitution check success. Earth is dead. Dead gods do not speak. 5 experience points. You devoted your life to follow in his footstep. Azgal and Ashmask was a dwarven god of exile and egalitarianism. Azgal Ashmask, a dwarf of a low caste born deep in the Lekmurat's tunnels. When he attained divinity in 443 AE, he crushed the kingdoms and formed the Azgal Folkhem Forge. On his death in 470, a great civil war broke out, resulting in the exiling of all his followers to the surface. But his influence was felt all around the Undercoast and above, as his exiled dwarves spread Azgalism to all corners of Jor. Undercoast, a nickname for the undersea coast. Undersea coast, the gravity-reversed cavern, sea and archipelago, right underneath the coast. Dig down far enough and you'll end up passing through the gravity flip, and then you can make the climb to the undercoast. His followers do not pray to him, for he is not even seen as a god by most. Tukig, the gambler, a trickster, the type of god only famous for his ridiculous ploys. Wisdom check success. Tukig the gambler is often seen as a silly goblin myth. Tukig the gambler, a trickster goblin who united the tribes of Ascani during the Divine Era, most famous for cutting off his right hand to fulfill a prophecy. In truth, there are few goblins who still worship him after the conquest. Praying to Tukig would, if for some reason would get a response, only result in the exact opposite of whatever you wanted. Okay. Bulba the Lost Titan. First of many, a beast of Jor. Beast of Jor, term for those creatures invited by Jor during the Gate Era, essentially a term for all the extremely old and ancient creatures across the coast. Gate Era, the first out of 5 eras, when Jor crafted his realm and the gods fought to bring order. That was the Gate War. The legendary conflicts between the beasts of Jor, the original gods, and their many others who tried to take over Jor towards the end of the Gate Era. We have little information about this conflict, but it is known it led to the closing of the gates and began the Fade Era, Beasts of Jor, a term for the sentient folk who lined with Jor during the Gate Era, also known as Anticipalian folk. Most are gone today. Anticipalian, old Menorian term meaning before the closing of the gates, used to refer to those who lived before the end of the Gate Era, exactly 2027 years ago. The closing, a term for the closing of the gates. The event which ended the Gate Era occurred exactly 2027 years ago. Bulba was that of the hunt. Bulba, the last of the Titans, fought against dragons in Vorgeny, died in a Hake Sea swamp. His corpse spawned many monstrosities across the coast. Behemoth, who raged across the coast. 5 experience points. I'm done. Repair spells. Cure wounds. Yeah, finish. And wait, can I heal here? Not precisely. The gods do not usually grant divine interventions for minor injuries. Do you think they care? If you want healing, you have to do it yourself. With a power channeled through Earth, yes. Come on. Is it really channeled? The guy's dead, faded, gone. You most likely simply handling some esoteric leftovers smudged on the strings. Wisdom check. I'm gonna try the wisdom check here. Attempt a prayer of healing. Let's do it. Success. You focus your mind on Earth's symbol, his red eye, and you remember the words. Chant, watch upon me, Earth, shepherd of his folk. You're filled with a spirit of nostalgia and power. Let me pick up the burden, lend me your strength. You feel reinvigorated. This is it. This is prayer of healing. Memorize prayer of healing. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Sadly, you're unable to cast second level spells at this time. But it won't be long until you will be. Nice. I'm done here. Spellbook. Prayer of healing. Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs. Okay. Hello, mister. A guy who looks undecisive. Engage. Zombie. You approach a shambling man by the apple pile. He does not acknowledge your presence. He is unaware of you. Just stare at him. Glancing under his hood, you catch a blank expression spread upon a dried face. Poke him? The man does not appear to react in any way to being poked. His glassy dark eyes just stare forward into nothing. This is a reanimated corpse. Sir, are you a member of the undead? Yeah. He does not respond. What is he doing? The zombie is attempting to clear a path through the apple pile. He has probably been at it for a long time. I found this voting card over there. Is it yours? The zombie does not even grunt in your direction. He just keeps working slowly. You grip the voting card firmly in your gloved hand. It is indeed yours. Keep it safe. You are very rude. Did you know that? I'm thinking of voting for the nationalists. The Freestriders revolution will be good. We need established Atskelists. Or I don't have an political opinion, so I guess I don't need this voting card. Do not think a lack of thoughts is somehow admirable. Don't listen to anyone else. You are more than correct. Charisma check. Failure. Scream it at all times. People will love you for it. You're apolitical. The zombie just keeps moving apples. I am boring you? Question mark. The zombie carefully places another apple at the top of the pile. He does not have an opinion of any kind. Politics. It is not good for your soul. Should I defeat this zombie? That would be pretty scary. Strength failure. Go away, leave. Enter. Visken's Lair, upper tool stud. Good morning, cleric. Trifle. Swamp extract. A small fungal spore ball. These can be farmed along the undercoast. They do wonders for your gut. They are not mind-altering, probably. +3 health points. The red eye of earth and Jor left his mark across the bands. Today it is a universal sign of magic. The stone slabs are designed to slide along with the iron beams. Interesting. Wait, is that... Ruined prayer book, -3 intelligence. The book is ruined. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. Only a few pages of the soggy Brechen-ish papyrus pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of undecipherable symbols. Intelligence check success. Ascani writings of the most basic kind. Wait, oh no. Someone has attempted to dry this to the best of their ability. Gained 5 experience points. No. By Earth. Phoenix Folio updated. This is your prayer book. So many hours wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing. It is ruined. Dexterity check failure. That'll cost a fortune. Take the ruined prayer book. A thick tomb lies upon the iron slab. You flip the tomb open. There are fine and handwritten letters scattered across the pages. While the symbols appear to be readable, you do not understand the language. De verbis draconum ars occulta. The author's name appears to be Cilium de Minori. Right, I need to get my hands on comprehend languages. Okay. Intelligence check success. You do. It's highly annoying that you seem to have lost your memorization. Find a spell scroll. Maybe you could buy it somewhere. It's fairly common. Can I try to read it? Intelligence, no. You have no idea what this means. Leave the tomb. Esoteric books. So many books, basic manuals, arcanist histories and novels. Some of them stand out to you as classics. It could be useful to refresh your mind. The books taunts you bookishly. Read Autobiography Prax by Lord Phyllis Prax. A classic. You kept this book on your bedside table for years during your scribbing years. You take a look at the first page. It goes on to make grandiose statements on his personal abilities and magic. As always, this man is contradictory. He both praises his own natural gifts and mental abilities, while stating himself worthy only through his hard work and merit. It's ridiculous. Know this, I write not for the masses, but for the few who possess the clarity of vision to see beyond the veil of mediocrity. To them I offer my life as a lesson and a legacy, that they might learn from my triumphs and avoid the pitfalls that lie in wait for the unwary. You remember the first chapters dealing with his youth, growing up in the ruthless court of a rival house, the Hagginshags. How he struggles against relentless opposition and bullying, making himself out to be an underdog. Jesus, I have no interest in reading about this guy, I think. Yet he does not address his own privilege. If it is only merit, then he should not have needed any of those fancy private studies or lectures. Stop complaining, the story is just getting good. Gained 5 experience points. A glorious design, let those who learned lead, through merit of ability and nothing else. I really dig this idea. Flip through the pages. Of course you do, you're a wizard after all. The world would be better if I ruled it like Prax did. I'm not a wizard though. I'm gonna go for it. Election week. Yes, it would. Flip through the pages. In the second half, Prax begins to talk about his early political career and the intricacies of magocratic bureaucracy, how he learned to play the game well enough for himself to reach dictatorship as the youngest magocratic ruler ever. The rest is mostly a collection of meditations surrounding magic and powers. The esoteric, in its purest form, is neither good nor evil. It is a tool, a force to be wielded by those with the intellect to do so. Yet let us not be so naive as to think that power alone grants one the right to rule. The arcanists must also be a statesman, for the whims of unchecked magic can lead even the wisest astray. Govern with an iron hand, but let that hand be guided by the principles of reason and justice. Thus shall the state prosper, and thus shall the legacy of the magocracy endure. Ironic. I see not the irony here, only truth. The final parts of the biography focuses on ever deeper and more rambling side of ruling, with hints of paranoia. This is way too much reading. Why would you open the book then? Shut the book. You shut it looking up on the title once more. Gained 5 experience points. Put the book back. Read Folk Tales by the Trill Sisters. Opening the Trill Sisters book shows you an index of several tales, many of which you heard growing up. Stories of children are useless. Do not waste your time here. Intelligence check failure. Esoteric books. Out of the tales you see the one you remember the most, the one about the gnome and the titan. This story always spoke to you, mostly because the unlikely friendship between the two. Read a little. Blah 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 blah. Gained 5 experience points. To think that the coast was filled with these beasts of Jor at one point. Continue the verses. Blah 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 blah. A wonderful little tale about the little and large. The story goes on to wax about the friendship sparked between this eldritch titan and the silly little gnome as they sought out Esuth on his throne. The ancient red dragon then falls to the titan's might of the abacus, accidentally guides him to the correct location. One of those classic stories every child in Ascan is told growing up. Close it. You shut it, looking up on the title once more. Got 5 experience points. Read Collected Chants of Norvik by Patriarchy Pilly. This is a printed edition of Pilly's work, but still old. Probably came from the earliest Norwegian printers. On the first page, a short message is hand-scribbled in the corner. My belief lay in the collected humanity of Norvik. May you remember that from this collection with honor and grace, P.L.D. Is this a handwritten message from the second Patriarch himself? Patriarch, a top clerical rank in Norvik, different from Lord Patriarch, which is the traditional administrative leader of the city. Only about a dozen men currently hold the rank. They manage a section of clerics each at the towers. Lord Patriarch, the commander of city forces and top cleric beneath Earth. The title is appointed by Earth. Currently Lord Akesam holds the title, having led the city for the past 30 years. He is withdrawn leader, over 80 years of age, and has put most power in the hands of the magistrates. You feel faint. Are you even able to hold such an artifact? Strength check failure. Fascinating to think the pale man held such a treasure on his shelf. Read forward. A dream of unity. Wisdom check success. To give away the old and embrace the new. It is not completely bad move. To unite a folk is to build commonly, to lower inequality, although of course there were many direct ways the state at the time made sure that the old did not remain in the shadows. Violence and oppression at times. The text directly explains how a new Norwegian culture will help the city grow and fight against inequity and injustice through unity, mainly by being generous and not hoarding wealth among other things. Then finally it does touch upon the connection with dwarves as well, and how the Norwegian spirit is not contained within humans only. That's long as forward. Lovely sentiment. That's a long as forward. Yeah, it's like 5 pages. Old man likes to ramble. Read torn as lament. 5 experience points. Close the book. This is a really great book. It is. Place the book back on the shelf. You do so. It fits nicely back into its slot. This book does not deserve you toxic This book does not deserve your toxic presence. All right. You could have carried that weight. What? You really want the book? One day it could be yours. This is very confusing. I'm just putting back the book. Let us forget this for now. What about the book? All right. What about the chest? An unlocked chest full of strange rocks. 2 shards of jaw. Engage. Öst, Chief of Security, wiggling his little clawed feet. The kobold follows your every move with cold, unflinched yellow eyes. Masters say you behave. You don't tell me what to do. You're adorable. I have some questions for you. Short questions, go. Who are you? I am Öst. I am a security chief in Lich House. The kobold appears proud. There is no humility in its voice. A strong little one, nearly immovable. You're a kobold. Not question. Next. Oh fuck, yeah, that's not a question. Quick, save it. Nice. Change course, quick. Are you a kobold? Do kobolds exist? Kobolds, what are they good for? Are you a kobold? Yes. Better than nothing, I suppose. Okay, sweet, alright. Do kobolds exist? Yes. Am I a kobold? No. Kobolds, what are they good for? Many things, shooting human for one. What are they voting in the upcoming election? Angry Human Party, the party of Norvik. Really? Yes, they do good. Strong man lead, bright tomorrow. Shocking perhaps, although it takes a special kind of creature to vote in some kind of pragmatic selflessness. He has principles. Tell him he is a good boy. You're a good boy? Thanks, he mutters, his words oozing with disdain. That's my single question. Can I ask something else? Okay. How did you get this gig? Not a gig. What is it then? I'm a devoted servant for Master. You're angering the kobold. So you're a slave? Not slave. And your master is Master Visken. And he owns you? Not own, serve. So you're being paid? Yes, paid well. The pressure of keeping what meager food and shelter you can scrape together with your salary is no different from serfdom. Mourn this pitiful creature. Mourn. You wouldn't actually shoot me, would you? No promise. It's hard to take you seriously when you're so cute. Do you have a license for that crossbow? My crossbow, not yours. It's not legal for you to steal a crossbow for some reason, I think. I can't legally take a crossbow. Can I borrow your crossbow? Human is kidding, not funny. You would make greater use of it than this puny creature. Just take it. For whatever reason, he must have been ordered not to hurt you. Don't push it. The kobold snorts. Go away. Charisma check failure. That wasn't a question. That was a demand. It wasn't a try to convince the... Oh. Try to convince the kobold. Charisma check. Nope. Fine, keep the damn crossbow. Where were you when the tea shop incident occurred? Incident? Tea shop blow up? Boom. Big boom. Big boom. When it happened, I was on Water Lane on a mission. A mission? Not mission, I meant to say errand. What were you doing on Water Lane? Milk? Doing milk? Deliver. You deliver milk? Yes, side hustle. Kobolds don't even drink milk. I want to know more. Charisma check success. I want to know a lot less. Ask questions about the milk. The kobold stares at you. The milk situation here is intense. Where does the milk come from? Cows. And where do you get the cow milk? Market. Who buys the milk? Humans. Water Lane humans. They pay many for fresh milk before dawn. The expressionless cold-blooded kobold is hard to read, but his body language does not exactly scream honesty. Dexterity check success. Side hustles are always smart. You should do a milk run later. It pays. Do kobolds produce milk? No. Do you like milk? No. You have acclimatized your gut to the unnatural consumption of another species' milk, like an enormous babe clinging to its mother's teeth. Wet. You smirk, a confident laugh escaping your lips. You then turn towards the ceiling smiling. I also don't like milk. Your comment has made a dent upon the world. The kobold stares at you with an awe in his yellow expressionless eyes. Wisdom check success. No one cares. Oh. Can I have some milk? No. I don't have anything else to ask about milk. Milk curious. Okay. 5 XP. Thank you. Dexterity check failure. You probably shouldn't look too deeply into this. There's probably no money to be made in milk, right? Thank you for your time, kobold. Leave. Can I just steal it? Like trifle? Yeah. Dexterity and wisdom +1. I have -1 in dexterity, so I have to roll a 16 to get it. Well, it's a nice bow. Let's try it again. Let's try it a few times. Nope. Nope. Gonna try it 2 more times. Then I give up. Last time. It's a good thing to have though. Oh, damn, I want that bow. Give it to me. Yes! There we go. Very nice, very nice. And now he is upset as... Ah, that is a good bow. A finely crafted crossbow, lightweight, the type used by peasantry in the late years of the Coast War. It's a tool of swift and easy death for those without training or cause. The mechanism appears to be jammed, however, so you can't fire it, but it sure looks intimidating. Nice. That's perfect. Can we steal something from this guy? Ooh, charm person. Pickpocket item. What is this? What, can I just steal that? I can. Oh, I just learned it. Okay. Charm person. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companion are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. Right. I don't know what that other thing is. Oh, first try. The mind expansion. A common potion known to allow a knowledge to stick more easily, often used by students, grants a minor intelligence increase for a week. For a week. That's the whole game. Consume. Definitely. Perfect. Alright. Let's go upstairs. Okay, you hear a surprisingly loud and clearing of the throat. Your legs, they do not move. Wisdom. Oh. He scares you that much. Before you head out, cleric, there is some business for us to attend to. The pale man motions before his desk. Please, if you will. The kobold between you and the pale man glares at you. Do as master says, or else. Do I have to talk to him? He looks pretty creepy. You just woke up inside of his lich house. It would be wise to speak with him. Intelligence check, failure, no. This pale man knows little. He looks like a foolish ordinary worker. Ignore him. Stay. Okay. Let's talk to this guy then. Visken, the pale man, sits hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work, his pencil slowly filling out line after line. On the top paper you see an icon of a serpentine drake. A great perch. These are official documents of the city. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. Death. This is death. I am Visken, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this lich house. It appears you don't really belong here. But if there is anything I can do, cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. Yet his eyes say something else, and his voice is familiar to you. Bow before this creature, failure. Look around the room. Wisdom check success. Dimly lit and damp, a musky stench lingering in the air. You see books and flasks and stone altars around the circular chamber. There are several corpses present. Okay. Did you save my life? He puts down his pen. Your life is your own. You owe me nothing. However, I'm afraid to say you have been through quite a turmoil, cleric. Tell me everything. Of course, it must be confusing. To tell you the truth, some fishermen brought you here last night. They caught you in their net, took you for a corpse. You were. Not that I blame them, you weren't exactly in prime condition. Strength check failure. Prime condition, you're always in your prime condition. Wisdom success. Fair. How did I end up in the river? I'm afraid I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of the bridges to Tulstad. There are 7 bridges over Rivera Torrent connecting to Tulstad to the rest of the city. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. I must have slipped. Happens all the time. Perhaps there's an esoteric explanation to all of this. Maybe. Perhaps you would know, cleric. Who are these fishermen? River guilders, I believe. They did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Find them, they hold the truth. Where can I find these fishermen? He ponders your question. I did not ask for names, sorry to say, but perhaps Water Lane. That's just a guess. Either that or the local tavern. I hope you find them. So I'm in fact alive? The pale man stops for a moment. He looks you up and down. Yes, I believe you are. Constitution check success. Alive, once dead. I have some other questions, I think. Move on. Do you now? Figure out what's weird about this guy. 31. I require some assistance with some things. Of course, cleric, anything for the city. I don't know where to go. Your shaky voice makes you sound positively förtvivlad. Förtvivlad, a dwarvish word meaning desperation, anguish, hysteria brought on from mental pain. Complete and utter despair of flesh and bone. I don't mean to tell you what to do, cleric, but there is a certain rumor that our local goblin chieftain is waiting for you. Goblin, short and green, got claws and fangs, little monsters. They've got 3 tribes in Norvik and are considered somewhat civilized. Monster, short for monstrosity, defined as a non-sentinel, sentient creature born out of magical means, often by combining various natural beasts or from curses or esoteric events. Goblin chieftain. Lady Miska Sageleaf is her name. She is down in the Goblin Garden. Goblin Garden, a dwarven-built citadel, sitting at the southernmost tip of Tulstad. It is now a goblin sanctuary and a greenhouse. Of course you heard of her. Lady Sageleaf is quite famous. She leads one of the 3 goblin tribes exonerated by Earth after the conquest. The correct way of referring to the historical event in which humans founded Norvik, the most humans, however, refers to the reconquest. The name is spoken in both reverence and fear. Dragon of Tulstad added. They call her the Dragon of Tulstad. I'm not afraid of some goblin woman. The pale man stares at you for quite some time. I will offer you some advice, cleric. Lady Sageleaf is a powerful ally, and a terrible foe. I would even go so far as to call her de facto law keeper here on this island fortress. Wisdom check success. A sliver of genuine tone slips out. He has great respect for this dragon. Dexterity check success. Wait, this is part of the job? Talking with some pretty goblin queen? You may find her at the southern tip of Turstal, the pale man says and keeps scribbling on his paper in front of you. So what do you know about spellcasting? Quite a bit. He seems wary on the subject. My prayer book is ruined. Yes, I noticed. You should speak with Shen, down on Water Lane View. A bookbinder. It'll cost you, but he'll fix it right up. As a cleric, you obviously only need your faith to cast spells, but I'm sure a spellbook won't hurt in the long run. Can you teach me magic? A slight smirk creeps onto his face. I sadly don't have time for a proper lecture at the moment. After the election I could make time if you're interested. Wisdom check success. Beware, his tutelage holds great evil. Until then, you are free to browse my collection, he says, glancing at the many books along the western wall. And of course, you already gotten your hands on my copy of Charm Person. Charm Person, a first level enchantment spell. If the target fails a wisdom check, you'll be their favorite person for a little while. Of course, after that they will surely hate you, but who cares about that? I'm sure it will be of use to you, cleric. A truly diabolical spell. The towers teach it only to higher tier spellcaster usually, despite its first level. That's a great shortcut to charming people, although you gotta be careful with the fallout if you care about such things. Can you explain the very basics of spellcasting? Oh, I mean, of course. He wonders if your head is still filled with water. As a wizard, you memorize your spells before casting them. As an arcane cleric, you must memorize your spells during prayer at the shrine. There are one downstairs by the apples. Where can I find more shrines? There's the Temple of Earth, of course. It's just up the stairs past the pillar. There's also one on Water Lane View, I believe, past the trade post. You'll find more hidden around every corner, I can promise you that. How do I get more spells? 2 ways. You could spend time learning them, drafting pages out of the palace archives. Okay. Or the great library in the towers, since you obviously would have some access to that. However, I don't believe you have time for either of those options, so I would suggest the other route. And what is that? Spell scrolls. Oh yeah, I saw one downstairs. Yes, a piece out of my collection. Oh, you are very much allowed to indulge, cleric. I'm glad to assist the city in any way. He put them out for you on purpose. Why? Now, Turstal is filled with all kinds of strange catches, so you'll probably encounter more by just looking around. If you get your hands on scroll, then just memorize it. Cantrips or spells, doesn't matter, I'm sure you're talented enough to memorize them on the spot. Sure, strike an heroic pose. He nods to you and goes back to his writing. That's all I have to ask about spellcasting. 5 XP. Very well. If you want to practice, feel free to cast anything non-lethal on my servant Öst. Okay. Wow, that's evil. Maybe can I try casting at you instead? He stares at you. Waste those spell slots, I'm afraid. Constitution check failure. You believe him. Wisdom check success. He does not wish to elaborate further. Constitution check success. Danger. You called me cleric. Make air quotes. I did, yes. What gave it away? He stops for a second and glares at you. The facade drops for but a moment. A heavily armored man in Earthguard colors, with a prayer book on his hip. Thoughts land on the pages of spells you have meticulously worked on for years. They might have found you in the river, but you're clearly of a city stock. Could be happenstance. Could it? Could. What does happenstance mean again? He puts down his pen and stares at you. How's that head of yours, cleric? I'm fine. I think I have been reborn. Oh, sounds like a religious experience. It was. I'm the cleric. I don't like religion. He smiles. They do say religion is a corruption of spirituality. His calm expression does not change. Wisdom check success. Like a glass doll, the pale man is not real. Beware. I am the cleric. Good for you. Type. Yes, if you're a clergyman, you might run a congregation for a local religion or deity. Then there are clerics for a bureaucratic variety. City officials speaking for the religious state. You are correct, I'm an arcane cleric. I figured as much when I saw your spellbook, or do you call it a prayers book? That's all the help I need, thank you. There's a zombie in your basement. Oh, how quaint. No, an undead abomination right below. That's not an appropriate response. Sure, why is it there? We're closely connected with the city below. The undead seemingly wander as they please. City below, short for the city below of the city, a phrase used to describe the incredible amount of tunnels and ruins below Norvik. Lots of monsters and stuff down there, also riches if you delve deep enough. However, I will have to take this up with the Lady Sage Leaf. I pay good crowns for HWBT protection. One of the 3 goblin tribes in Norway, blah blah blah. We know. Oh wait, no, I don't actually believe you. He is lying through his fancy teeth. Okay, wait, no, I don't actually believe you. What do you mean, cleric? You're a criminal harboring zombie workers. You need to be punished. Prepare to attack. The zombies are clearly working for you. That is illegal. Jeez, prepare to attack. Ooh, your words cause a silence to fill the chamber. You feel the tension, every vein pulsating. No, you got it all wrong. Now you're saying I'm wrong. No, really, attack. Okay, but the zombie's working for you. That's not... I greatly apologize for putting you in this situation. It is my neglect that led to this undead creature entering the tower. I will make sure to tighten up security in the future. No, this isn't Öst. We'll do a clean sweep of the basement this evening. Get ready. The kobold gives a squeal gel. Yes, master. I will also make sure to report to this both to HWBT and the militia. I'm trying to say you need to pay for you're clearly doing something shady here, so of course I'll be sure to ask for a thorough inspection by the PCG. Pest Control Guild. Pest Control Guild, one of the oldest guilds in Norwich. They are supposed to keep monsters at bay and clean up any unwanted critters across the city. These days, they are so bogged down in the requests from the citizens and the city that they usually have backlogs for months. If there is anything unbecoming about my business here, it shall be uncovered and unveiled. Holy shit, he just keeps going. Thank you very much for your service, cleric. It is because of great men like you that the city still stands. Charisma and strength. And I can't save in mid-conversation. I think better of it. You know, maybe you're right, I'm probably just confused. I'm going to go now. Before you do, make sure to collect all your belongings. He gives you a quick inspection with his dead eye. Too quick, like he's trying to not show his interest. Weird. What belongings? Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, and also a voting card. A peculiar voting card. Every party has been marked on it. I'm assuming it's yours. Yeah, sorry, I'm indecisive. The pale man ignores your comment. I asked us to lay the surviving pages of your spell books to dry over there, he says, and points across the chamber. He then looks at the pocket watch on his desk. That's an esoteric pocket watch. You may have it, cleric. It will surely prove useful to you. Esoteric pocket, an area overtaken by esoteric magic, exceedingly rare along the coast. The further inland you get, the more common they are, with infinite waste being theorized to be filled with nothing but beyond that, you should be good. Did I have any weapons on me? None, I'm afraid. They must have been at the bottom of River Torna. Good, you do not need arms in this city, you need heart. Got it. The pale man turns his face towards you and smiles. Unnatural. If only every government employee were devoted as you, cleric. He gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. His words burn a hole in your heart. When exploring the city, you may move faster by running. To do so, either double-click or hold shift. Time to go. Maybe I can try to fight him. Not that though. There we go. Fuck, I can't. Okay. Okay, I can't do that. Should I try to fight the zombie downstairs? Let's do that. A lot of talking and reading the first part here. For how long have I streamed now? 1.5 hours. I'm thinking about making part 2 here.